What's up, you're on with Mario Lopez. Joining me on Zoom right now, Oscar-nominated actor, producer, businessman, all-around great homie, Mr. Mark Wahlberg. How you doing, man?
Thank you for that lovely introduction, my brother. Very too kind.
I wanted to be sure to get it all in. You like my lid?
Yes, municipal represented. I love it. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, bud. I'm doing well. I don't know if you can see me or the peeps can see me, so I'm going to turn it around right here. But a lot to talk about. First of all, we checked out the film. I don't think we spoke since then, but congrats on Scoob. That was a lot of fun little family film. You play the Blue Falcon, of course. That had to be cool to make.
Yeah, I'd never done an animated thing before,
Oh, first one. Okay.
Yeah, it was fun doing some voice acting. You get to play around a lot. My kids grew up on Scoob, so it was just fun to try to do something different.
Yeah, and coming off the heels of one of the most viewed movies on Netflix, Spenser Confidential. You filmed that in your neighborhood that you grew up in, right, Mark?
Yeah, it was crazy. We shot like literally Alan Arkin's character's house was 26 Peveril Street. I lived on 25.
Oh, wow.
They were literally just scouting. So literally we're sitting across on the porch on the stoop that I grew up on. Certainly brought back a lot of memories.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I took my kids back there, showed them what my backyard used to look like compared to the one that I wanted to give them.
That's a nice contrast, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was crazy. A lot of memories came back for sure.
I bet. Well, since then, 85 million people have watched it on Netflix. I was reading that. That's just incredible, bro. And Post Malone, of course, was in the film. How were his acting chops? That was his first gig in that capacity, right? Working as an actor?
Yeah, good, man. It was one of those things where it was originally two parts. They were going to cast two different people. He's in the two scenes, and I was like, no, I think we should offer it to Post, because he had told me he had expressed interest in acting, but he was like, I just want to get killed in the movie. I was like, well, let's do something a little more interesting. And I had spent time with him, so I knew his personality and everything and his sense of humor that he could be good. So I combined those two roles, and I just basically told Pete, I said, hey, we're casting this guy. And he was like, okay. And then he never met him. He'd never read with him or rehearsed or anything. So the day came, they didn't even know if he was in town yet. You know how, rock stars move.
Right.
Kind of go at their own pace. And obviously films are very disciplined. You need to be on time. And
sure.
So they finally get word that he showed up to base camp. So Pete and I rush over there. We're shooting in an active prison. And then Pete's like, hey, do you think we could read the lines? And he's in there, drinking Bud Light. And Pete's a little worried. He's like, uh-oh. Posty wouldn't do his real voice. He was making some crazy voice when he was rehearsing.
Wait, what? Was that a character choice, or was he just tripping?
No, Pete was like, what the heck is going on here? So finally it came time to we were just ready to go. We only had a certain amount of time in the prison. So we're driving over there and he's bringing a 12-pack. I'm like, I don't think we're going to be able to get that in there, bro. I said, I get one in, a Dunkin' Donuts cup.
Right.
And, because, if you need it, give you a little confidence, a little,
Right. A little liquid courage.
But, and then we went in and I said, Pete, let's just put two cameras in both directions in case, we improvise or not knowing what was going to happen. And literally the first take, he absolutely just killed it.
Nice.
And it was a scene where he had to show a lot of different range of emotion when I was visiting him, trying to put the screws to him to get some information out of him. And so it was just a love fest after that. And then we extended the part with him and Cowboy Cerrone. And, he did a great job. I'm interested to see what he does in the future. Maybe we can have him get broken out of jail and be in the next one.
Yeah, exactly. That's great, man. Well, the relationship with Netflix, obviously going well. I heard there's another movie in the works. Our Man in New Jersey. Is that the correct title?
Yeah, our Guy from Jersey.
Or Our Guy from Jersey. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we've always wanted to and talked about doing our own version of James Bond, but like a blue-collar guy, not a really sharp, tailored, slick guy, Okay. A guy who does what he has to do to get the job done his way.
Yeah.
And the Jersey way,
Oh, nice. So he's a little MacGyver / James Bond.
Yeah, with a couple of other really cool twists. It's going to be an international movie, really, really strong female characters in this film. It's going to be cool. And I think, we may even meet up with James Bond one day. You never know.
Oh, dang. Snap. That sounds great, man. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, cool.
Another thing you've got yet going on, it's crazy and impressive how you're able to squeeze it all in. You're doing a show over on HBO Max called Wahl Street, WHL, of course, and we're going to get to see the many business sides of you, or the many businesses that you've got going on right there. So break down how the show's going to work.
Well, it's much different from like Wahlburgers, which was basically like an unscripted family comedy sitcom. This is a high-end show about the high stakes of business. It focuses on my primary business in film and television, F45, Wahlburgers, Municipal, which we're launching. And you think it's funny because people are like, oh, let's shoot stuff just to shoot. I'm like, no, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of the business are what's going to dictate the storylines. And of course, cut to, almost 2,000 studios shut down during this pandemic. Lots of people out of work, 20 something restaurants closed. We had lost our financing for Municipal, but we've already launched. And so we're now just financing it ourselves. And also looking for other opportunities in business. Can somebody get that so it doesn't keep ringing over here? And so everything obviously has changed. We were looking at some big time events happening, and now things are completely closed. So how we're pivoting, dealing with what the future looks like, all of that stuff. But I think it's gonna be a really interesting look about startups, work stuff. It's funny because I've been watching The Last Dance religiously, and Michael Jordan is not only a friend, but he's always been an inspiration to me because, knowing that he wasn't supposed to be the guy, but the only reason why he rose to the levels of greatness that he did, which is unparalleled by anybody else, is because of his work ethic.
Yes, exactly.
And so hopefully people find a lot of inspiration in the amount of work and effort and focus that we put into the things that we're doing. I'm only doing things that are a direct extension of who I am, things that I believe in, things that I'm passionate about, things that I can actually be involved with, and things that hopefully can create great experience for other people, whether it's them achieving their fitness goals at F45, or, they're working so hard. So when you work hard, you want to feel good, and, offering a great product at a real value with Municipal, or, a great experience and indulgence at Wahlburgers, and creating that family atmosphere and sharing our family experience with other people. So all the businesses are things that we're passionate about, that we have real skin in the game. So, it'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, my big concern now, obviously, is, the people that are out of work, and, the people that are, the trainers and people that work and, unfortunately have to live paycheck to paycheck. It'd be interesting to see. Hopefully we can kind of get back to normal, or whatever the new normal is, and get people back and working and interacting and, communicating. I know we've been chomping at the bit to get back and work out together and get the wives together, work out.
Yeah.
It's tough on everybody.
No, I know. Well, that's going to be so empowering, man, especially seeing how you're going to navigate all of that. And with this new climate that we've got, it's going to be some fascinating stuff. But I always say, too, you mentioned work ethic. And it's funny because that's the first thing that came to mind, and seeing the doc and the takeaway with Jordan, with the relationship with his parents and the importance of family, and no matter what obstacle, was work ethic. And I always say that to you, too. Like, one of the things I love about my boy Mark, too, is there's nothing that he's not afraid to tackle or approach with just hard work. Because at the end of the day, there are no shortcuts in life. Everything you do earn, you do have to work hard for, and is a perfect example if you can attain it. Speaking of which, now with the pandemic obviously going on, any idea of when the other projects, or have you been hearing any sort of rumblings of when you might be able to get back into production?
Production wise, I mean, we were about to start shooting Uncharted, me and Tom Holland in Berlin. We were literally day one when they shut down. So they are pretty far ahead of the curve. So that could be, I don't know, middle of July, August. Don't really know for sure, but they're putting systems in place to try to get that going, but nobody really knows. So me, being the preparation freak that I am, I'm just sitting here. I'm about to, read the script out loud again. I read the script out loud a couple times a day, every day, so I can be ready.
You be off book.
Whether that's 2 months or 5 months, we have to pivot to something else. But hopefully, everybody can get back to work again.
Yes, absolutely. I'm ready for that. And meanwhile, how are the kids dealing with the pandemic right now? Where are they at this point?
They're good. They've been good. They just kind of adapt. They're like, doing Zoom calls and classes online and everything else. But, you know, they're starting to get a little anxious. They want to be with their friends. They want to be out. It's something that I've never experienced. They've never experienced it. But for the most part, they're holding up.
Cool, very cool. One quick shout out I want to mention too. Thank you for hooking me up with the guys over at the military that we spoke with. They were fantastic, big fans of yours. And has that passion always been there, or was it because of a certain role that you really got to become familiar with certain stories? I know you're a huge supporter of the military and people who are active duty members.
Well, my dad served, and, you know, it was one of those things where after I had kind of, you know, gone down the wrong path, I had somebody who was really influential in my life, who was a gunnery sergeant. His son was a drill sergeant in the Marines. I had attempted to join, but I hadn't finished school yet, so I wasn't able to join. And then my life took a different path. But through the work that I've done, I've had real strong connections with people that I've met along the way. The first movie that I ever did, I played a recruit going through boot camp with Penny Marshall's Renaissance Man.
Renaissance Man, yes.
But obviously, having traveled to Afghanistan, that was probably one of the most memorable experiences for me. Just promoting the fighter and wanting to kind of do some, you know, just appreciation visits for the military. We ended up going to Afghanistan during 2010. So it was, you know, it was a war zone. We flew in commercial, but to see what the brave men and women, despite what their political beliefs are, if they got to go, they go. If any person who's walking into a recruiting office and signing up to defend our great country, despite their own political beliefs, I love and support them. And I want to thank them every opportunity that I get. And those are the real heroes of the world. And now, you know, even when we went to the Children's Hospital and seeing nurses and doctors and people who are putting themselves at risk and their families at risk to help people, just really remind you, you know, look, we put a lot of emphasis on our sports heroes and things like that, and that's great, but you know, the real heroes of the world are people that go out there and do the sometimes thankless jobs. So certainly that's not thankless to me. I want to make sure every opportunity I get, I thank them, and they're pretty amazing, special people. Yeah, so everybody hire veterans. I mean, you couldn't get better people to work with you.
Exactly.
So I want to encourage them to work with us and grow. And yeah, it's nothing like seeing, you know, Afghanistan, you know, in a C-130 piloted by an all-female crew.
Wow.
I felt that was the time I felt the safest when I was in Afghanistan.
Look at that, man. Well, God bless you for continue to shine a light on them, brother. That's awesome stuff. Before I let you go, Mark, quick questions, quick answers. Put you on the spot real quick, all right? Current song that you can't get out of your head.
I don't even know the words. I don't even know the words. You know, it was in my head. I think it's Roddy Ricch.
Oh, Roddy. Okay, yeah. It's hard to understand those fools anyway.
I don't want to start humming the words and say a swear right now.
Right. I feel you. All right. Movie that you've seen the most.
Movie that I've seen the most? Godfather, probably.
Yes. Celebrity crush growing up.
A couple of those girls on your show.
Hey, good taste. Most fun you've ever had on a set?
Oh, Rockstar, for sure.
That was quick answer too.
We try to live that life. That was, you know, just glad I got away from, because with every part that I do, I try to really become the part, and then with no great effort, play the part. And that means kind of getting a little method at times. Yeah. And so as soon as it's over, I like to, I cut the hair right off and I try to get out of that headspace. But I lived in that headspace and in that world from beginning to end. It got pretty crazy.
Oh, I bet that was fun. And last one, favorite part of quarantine?
Being with family. You know, these are things that either make you or break you. And, you know, we've gotten a lot closer. You know, my wife now is working out with me 5 days a week. And, you know, we're all spending time. And we got the kids, literally all the kids in the gym on Mother's Day, and got my wife up on Mother's Day to work out. You know, she still made sure she had that one cheat day. She had the Krispy Kremes. But I said, hey, you know.
That's awesome. Hey, her TikTok game is stepping up too. I see
Nobody's TikTok game is competing with the Lopez family.
That's all my daughter, man. I gotta get together. I gotta get her together with Grace. They'll choreograph their own little routine.
I don't know who you got over there choreographing that.
That's Gia. That's my little girl right there. That's all her. So she coordinates everything. So we just listen.
You got it.
Thanks, brother. Hey, man. Nothing but love. Thank you for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Always great to chat. Of course, everyone, please check out Scoob and all of Mark's stuff that he's got going on Netflix. And the movie right now is available on demand. Thanks for checking in, Mark.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you get a workout.
All right, let me know, brother.